Alan Brooks, violation of community control violation, self-reported marijuana use, June 27th, tested positive July 1st. You understand that charge?
So, right off the bat, we're dealing with a self-reported marijuana violation while on community control, which is basically intense probation. Now ask yourself, would you willingly admit to a violation unless you were out of options?
Sure.
Join there.
Thank you, Judge. It's my understanding Mr. Brooks intends to waive the probable cause in the final hearing and admits the violation.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea to the allegation?
What was that, Your Honor?
What is your plea to the allegation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. You were here on June 5th, pled guilty to a violation of community control.
Yes, Your Honor.
For leaving the state. Got out on June 10th. 17 days later, violated again. What is the problem?
I got out and I realized I feel like probation is hindering me.
What?
I feel like probation is hindering me.
What do you mean it's hindering you? What does that mean?
I can't be the full potential man that I want to be.
Did you catch that? Probation is hindering me. That line deserves a trophy for irony. You're on probation for attempted strangulation, not exactly a minor traffic ticket. Do you think probation is too harsh or too necessary here?
I can't work how I want to. I can't take care of my son how I want to.
Well, you understand that you were here on a strangulation charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that?
I do understand that.
And you pled guilty to an attempted strangulation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And somehow probation is hindering you?
It is.
Seems like you're hindering.
I don't believe that. I believe that I have grown a lot.
If you have grown a lot, then why are you here for a second time after your sentence?
Because I realized I just want to move on from this life.
What the hell does that mean? You want to move on?
From the courts, I want to be free. I've been on probation since I was 12. And I feel like if I go home, I work, I have all the time with my son. I had 3 AA meetings a week in 2 classes. My son goes to bed at 7:30. So
then why, if you're worried about your son and your time, why are you out smoking pot?
Because I knew I was turning myself in.
What the hell was that? Why did you smoke it in the first place?
Stressed out.
Stressed out. So that's how you deal with stress?
That's how I did in that moment.
So when this case is over, your stress will disappear.
Yeah.
Boy, you don't have a clue. Suddenly, the stress will just disappear.
And there it is, the magical thinking moment. My stress will disappear once this case is over. We've heard it before, but real life isn't a reset button, especially when the court's holding receipts for past behavior.
Problems, you won't be strangling your girlfriend, right? Why were you strangling her in the first place?
I didn't mean to, Your Honor. It was bad.
Okay, whether you meant to or didn't, you did it. So why did you do it?
It was a bad situation. I got out of hand.
So you have the ability to control yourself, to live within society, but you strangled her. Wasn't she pregnant at the time?
She was, Your Honor.
And you're strangling your pregnant girlfriend. But you don't need any help with anything because you're doing just A-okay by yourself.
I have been, yes, Your Honor.
You have? No, you haven't been. Where are you right now? And what are you wearing?
I'm wearing blue.
You haven't been doing okay all by yourself. But you don't really give a shit about that.
I do.
Because you're a very selfish person. If you weren't selfish, okay, and you're really concerned about your girlfriend after having strangled her, and if you were concerned about your child, you wouldn't be out smoking pot. Knowing full well it's going to land you right back in jail, right? Didn't you know that?
Your Honor, I knew what I wanted to do with my probation. I don't want to be on papers no more.
It's not what I asked you. When you smoked the pot, did you know it would land you back in jail?
Yeah, because I knew I was
But
already.
you did it anyway.
Yeah.
That's selfish. Isn't that selfish?
It
Isn't
is.
that completely selfish?
But I feel like in the long run, after probation, it'll benefit me even more because I don't want to end up violating 2.5 years later. My son knows who I am and knows where I go.
Then why don't you do what you're supposed to do?
That I was co-ordered too many things to do because this is how I look at it. I have 3 to 8 meetings a week. I work a full-time job. I have them classes. My son goes to bed at 7:30. So I get 3 days off the week to hang out with my son. That's not fair to me or my son.
When? You're not fair to me. Who put yourself in that position?
I did, Your Honor.
Where did you get your mental health evaluation?
I haven't gotten that. I went to Signature Health, but they said that they didn't take my private insurance or something like that. I went there, took off work, but couldn't take the next day off because I worked as much as I could. The first week I was working, I still only had 25 hours, and that's not enough to support me or my family.
Well, why were you working 25 hours?
Because our probation officer, Ms. Rosano, she said,
Randazzo.
my apologies. She said to get that done, so I had to take off work, and then I had to go see my PO Tuesday. So that's when I seen her and went to jail. So it was just too much work I was taking on.
The whole goddamn system just interferes.
Ah yes, the system is the villain defense. The judge isn't buying it, and frankly, neither should we. At what point does accountability come into play? When the rap sheet includes robbery and repeated protection order violations.
With your life. It's got nothing to do with how you've conducted yourself.
I'm willing to
Especially when you had that 20, the complicity, the felony robbery, violating protection orders, violating another protection order, and attempted strangulation. So none of this, it's everybody just busting your balls, right? The system's out to get you. That's pathetic. What else you want to say?
I just want to be off probation, Con.
Well, you're going to be off probation. And then you'll be on parole. See how that goes. You don't want anybody controlling you? Well, then I won't control you anymore. Parole will control you. How do you like that? You have a really clear idea of how to progress in your life, don't you?
There's a situation talked over with me and my family.
What?
Me and my family talked about the situation, and we think it would benefit us more.
Okay. Well, I just hope you don't strangle your girlfriend.
I learned from mistakes.
You haven't learned from your mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes, then after I sentenced you on May 10th, I wouldn't have seen you anymore because you would have completed your probation. So you haven't learned from your mistakes. You've compounded your mistakes. Mr. Langmack?
Thank you, Adam. As you are aware, we are asking for probation to be terminated. We're asking for a prison sentence. Ranges between 6 and 18 months. He has 136 days of credit for time served already. We're asking for the minimum on this, Your Honor. Somewhere close to it.
He should be rewarded for completely blowing off his probation, right?
No, Your Honor. Actually, I would look at any prison sentence as not being a
Well,
reward.
he wants it though, right? He wants to go to prison, so
Understandable, but I wouldn't look at prison as a reward for anything.
well, apparently he does.
Most people would consider prison to be more prohibitive than probation, more serious and less of a reward. I think in this case,
And why would he?
Maintain-
Why would he do something that is more prohibitive? So that's what he wants.
agreed.
Boom, 17 months in prison with credit for time served. And here's the kicker, parole is still looming. The judge is crystal clear, break the rules again. and the consequences stack up hard. Do you think the sentence is fair? Let us know below.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and listened to everybody, considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm sentenced to 17 months imprisonment, credit for 136 days, and costs when you get out. Might be on post-release control for 2 years with conditions. If you violate, the parole authority could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of the sentence. If the violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which would be the greater of 12 months for the time left under post-release control.
This whole